Well, folks, we are back at La Laguna. We just arrived. You may notice that it's quite a gray day. We only have 12 degrees. Well, we're going to arrange things and we'll see what we can share today. Well, now we're going to enter a forest, which is kind of weird, the forest. Why are there so many fallen trees? And you may realize that they are basically fallen in different directions. So, we're going to go through this whole place to get to the end of La Laguna, which we've never been to. So we're going to show it right now to see what's in that place. Look, here we have one that is to my left and right. We also have another one. Well, we're going to try to follow the path that the animals must leave to see if we get there quickly. We have a small problem here since there's a path on this side. And look at the peculiarity of this tree. It has fallen and it has basically stayed like this. Who knows for how long? Look, it's already dry. So let's see if we head over there. You can see the lagoon. We're going to have to head this way. Well, before I forget, I wanted to mention that we've reached 16,000 subscribers. So thank you all for joining and being part of the channel. Look at these mushrooms. They must be poisonous or something because we've never seen them before. Does anyone know the name of this plant? Look, it's beautiful, but it's completely full of thorns on its leaves. Look, here we have the famous air carnation, which from what I read in the comments is like a plague that feeds off the other trees where it stays there. So, it has a pretty nice flower, but apparently it's quite common. Well, it seems like we're finishing up leaving the place. But what we don't know is where to go. I guess to the left. Guido, there's a little path here. Well, we keep walking. Here we saw that we had to get out of the forest to be able to look, and here we see that there is a little path. But it always ends up leading us to another forest, so we have no idea where to go. When we were thinking that we were somewhat lost, we arrived at the place. We realized because here it seems that there was water before. So let's see which way the lagoon ended up. Look at Pato or Sariri. And here we are skirting what would be the end of the lagoon. Let's see. Where we find a clean place to leave some strokes. I believe that beyond these willows there must be observe the forest. It would all be on that side. In the end, we were looking for the place, but we have no margin. Let's go search. some hooks for the rod because I lost the hook last time I caught, and now, being multi, it's really complicated to go without a hook. So let's see if we have one of the smallest ones, which is for the bite rods. Look, I have the box somewhat organized. So now we're going to be showing you the hooks we're going to use. The leaders. And well, let's see what happens. I also brought some lures. In this case, notice that they are more for Laguna, for tarucha. We have a small frog with a plate and a snag-free little frog. And we also have another little rubber frog here with a small plate. Then we have one with a little paddle. And well, afterwards, we vary short leg hook, large hooks, and here would be a set of hooks for various, which are mostly the ones we use the most. And here in this compartment I have what is a mini box where all the super small hooks go, like for bait for super small fish. So well, let's see what we start with today. Well, in terms of bait, we have heart, what we have on that side here.
We also have liver, all from cow.
Clearly, so well, we're gonna start with a very effective one for these places, which is the liver. And for a change, in case you find some tarucha or something, we have the heart that is always handy too. We didn't forget to tell him as soon as we arrived that we brought to prepare a country stew. Here on the coast, the logs were left to us last time. So the idea is to support the pot on this side and cook here, where we have a bit of shelter because it's raining. And as for the gear, we're going to throw it to our left. Once we get organized with the bait, we're going to go there to cast the gear. Thank you. Good evening. Well, let's start fishing. I'll leave you with the fact that a Uruguayan left me in the comments. They add vanilla essence to the liver there. So if anyone wants to try and tell us how it goes, double bracelada for variety, hook number 2 and number 4. Let's see. I put some more little weights on top, so to find the lagoon dweller there in the well. Well, Guido, what are you going to try with?
Take one out. A short cast close by so the line doesn't snag when the fish bites.
Like a crutch, crocodile. So well, the function of that is gonna be to throw very close. Well,
I question if it takes so it doesn't get stuck because it has a little knot and it's not very long.
so it doesn't have much escape. The baresh. Look at the ground.
The
Passing dwarf. There must be 10 centimeters here. We'll see if it works anyway. We're going to put this through the pipe. Beyond that, we are here next to it, but let's question it. What I took out is one from the internet that is for the night. So, as in this case, we are not going to throw it away. We are going to leave it there. We are going to put it on a field. Well, let's bait the place a little bit. We have this left from some previous fishing trips. So Guido, let's see if we can activate the fishing. Faster with that.
Where did you throw, Sanchi?
Well, since we couldn't leave the other side grilled, here we have a nylon. I think it's from 0, 40 millimeters. Guido has here what is bait and hooks to see which ones we leave. So, well, in the first little water entrance, like for example, this one we have here, in this one we are not going to leave, because you may realize that any fish will quickly get tangled up for us. So we are going to look for one that is further ahead, that we have a shot. People, we just saw a tremendous tarucha hunting here on the side, so look at the place we found here, it's incredible. To leave one on this side and one over there, so well, let's see what might bite. We're going to try to do this quickly, it doesn't make noise, so Guido, throw some bait. Here we are mostly, we must be at 100 meters from the reeds, we near the place. So well, once we leave the baited place, we are going to leave for there. And then we start with what is the food. We'll do it, but won't give him much. Remember, this is there. That this is from 0.40 millimeter thicker, we don't do because it's from Laguna. And now I'll show you the knots we make. In what is the base where we are going to tie, that we are always going to hook it with another stick. We make what is a little belly, like for the plumb bob. We just give it a turn. A turn. And it stays like this. In this way, we can hook it on a stick and it will stay firm. I hope you heard that. Look, the birds are tremendous. Well, let's go with the first one. I set up the live hug for you so that there are no doubts left there. Someone who may not have understood or something may not have been clear to him. In this way,
they pass the belly there to the stick.
The throw is very close to the stream and the bite is also near the stream. Ready? We plan to leave 2 there, but we won't go to another location. To keep changing. To the mouth of what? Fell, followed there, tell me, to the
Mouth of the surui.
of the surui, of a little gadget, of a little pot? Well, folks, here we are. We're going to head to the other place and we'll be back in a bit. What happened to the armfuls?
Turn it over and over and let's look at that liver.
The liver was well fattened because it stayed there with a bit of what this bait was. So, as Guido says, the catfish have no excuse. Well, we weren't around there, but Guido tells me to throw another one. So, well, since we're here, right? But hook it first, because maybe it goes too far. There we are. Let's see the magic shot. Perfect. Does anyone know the name of these logs? Well, they are harder than reality. Basically, look at what it is. This is solid. I think they are from these trees. If I'm not mistaken, they are the arandi, but I'm unsure if they grow so many. because maybe I'm wrong if anyone knows and wants to give me the information. Well, an important moment of fishing has arrived.
We didn't forget the cookie.
Not the whole bush had a dog's face, just...
Prepare the stew.
And well, we're seeing that the little Team Guido who is there is having some subtle touches. So well, we're seeing quite a lot of movement in the water. Who knows how the strokes will go on that side? So well, since we're here, I've seen in the last few days that the Uruguay River is basically overflowing. So if there's anyone out there from the area who wants to comment, how's the fishing over there? How's everything? We'll read them there.
In many parts here between the river, also the, what do you call this? The resorts all overflowing, the cities, the bridges.
Yes, that's correct. It's in Concordia. I don't remember where I saw it, but I know it's about the Uruguay River, so that's why
I'm closer to Uruguay and...
Well, for anyone who is lost, we are from the Uruguay River here, so in this case we are out of luck, because that water does not reach here. Here it depends a lot on what the village is or when the tala grows. So in terms of the river, we are quite poor here in the sense of water. That's why we don't frequent it much lately. What is the river? Because fishing gets complicated. Well, look at this team. These bites like this, I don't want to believe it's a turtle. Look, a double. Here we have one, and there's the other one. At least they're caught by the mouth, so well, whenever a turtle gets hooked, they turn it over. It makes it easier for them, because they no longer move and they wait for it to calm down a bit. Because they squeeze the mouth and they remove the hook, and that's it. Well, this one is still a little crazy. Are you going to return that one, Guido? Yes, just send it, Mandala.
This one lost the world final.
Well, little turtle, go, and please don't come back. We're going to leave her here. Let's see if she walks away. Well, let's get started. Let's prepare the food, in this case a stew. What should I tell them? I don't know if we're going to have another day like this, because the hot season is coming. Yes, cloudy, somewhat cold, similar to a winter day. So Guido, you who wanted a stew. The idea was different. Is it suitable to make a stew on the coast? Well, look, we have the minced meat here, we have seasonings, tomato puree, the noodles, the dishes. Well, so we're going to show you anyway, while we're preparing it little by little to see how it turns out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's up to me to go check the braziers alone, because Guido stayed there checking the food. Because it is. The pot is on some sticks, and in case it gets consumed. We have to be careful not to drop it, because if we drop the pot, we are left with nothing. So well, for now the fishing. I caught another turtle, so that will be 3 turtles. Let's see if we're lucky with the armfuls, because, as I'm telling you,
It gets complicated.
well, we've arrived at the first place. I think we had one here, yes, which is the one against here. So well, let's check quickly. Let's see if we have something. No, nothing for now. Let's go to the other one. Look at the thorns this acacia has.
Tremendous.
We've arrived at the second place. In this case, we have 2 armfuls, and I'm seeing that in this one, it's tight.
You can check it out here.
So let's see what we find. Let's arrange. Notice how it throws? I hope it's not a turtle, please. Let's see, Pat, come over here. You can't believe it. It got away? No, no, no. It slipped away while I was bringing it. Well, we're going to renew it and we're going to throw it so it comes back. Hopefully they hear the movements that are there. We're going to check the other one that was. Let's see if we have something. Oops, this is hooked. Well, look at this place. I saw it when I was coming back from looking at the armfuls. I prepared another one, but with heart. Because they saw that they are attacking with thread, I told them that they were attacking all the turtles. Well, let's see how we do it. We use... The first thing is the little belly I showed you in the knot. We pass the bait through the inside. But first you have to put the little belly on the back side of the trunk. They pass the bait, the hook, and once they pass it, they just slide. That way, what will remain for you is the leader tied to the place. This way there's no way it can get loose. All they have left to do is throw the bait into the water. And the stick is going to work like a fishing rod, so well. A new fishing line. Tell me what you think of the place. Well, look. We need to start adding the tomato, and little by little we go putting the stew together. I'm now going to prepare this rudder, and I'm going to go to the side where there's a fishing spot with fresh bait. And we're going to try there too, to see if we can catch something. Well, friends, I came to renew the bait, and I find myself again in this situation. I'm going to show you that one over there. Look, the thing is, the nylon is transparent. You can't see it, but it's super tense. Here you see it. So, well, we'll see what it will be. I think that if it manages to get away again, it might be some small bar or some small turtle. Let's see. Let's not stay with the doubt. Hopefully we bring something. You see, it escaped to the side. I couldn't see what it was. Incredible. Look. I just renewed the bait for instant bite fishing. Come on, Dad, come on. Well, yes, sir, it paid off. Look how it swallowed the hook, this beast. If I knew I had to change the bait. Look at this animal. Look at the hook. You can't even see it. Well, the first one was hard, but I got it. Let's do a quality check. We're ready.
Yep. I'm good.
I am good, Guido. Look what I have done.
And if I
See you.
I cook and you fish,
What do you think? The combo is going well. It can't be.
you can't have it all.
Well, Ido, we're just going to have to start.
If you're waiting, so let's eat. Let's start with one.
But
You served.
calm down.
It will cool down later. If not, there's
That-
take advantage of it while it's warm. That's all.
And then we're going to pull out another giant that's here. Compa swallowed the hook in an incredible way. I was next to him. And when I remember it, if I hadn't grabbed it, I would have broken the rod. So it's good to say that it stayed there for you to see, because if I told you that with pure turtle liver, so we decided to change and it didn't work. Well, look at what this is on the coast of the Arroyo. It couldn't be better. Well, friends, we were eating. I made an impressive jump. I don't know if it was a catfish or what, but it caught me with the stew in my mouth. I don't have room here because of the tree. No. The jump that the bug made, it gave us something incredible. Could it be a tarucha, Guido? No, look, it got in. What is this? No. It wasn't a catfish, Guido. I think it was a boga. No, dude, I can't believe it. It wasn't a catfish nor a boga. It was a giant tarucha. Look, I leave you the proof so you believe me, hook all notched. Nothing left me stunned, so I'm going to prepare to throw it, and hopefully it happens, please, because it was something incredible. Well, friend, the truth, I was surprised by what just happened. But, well, I wasn't prepared for that. So let's go to add a steel to it. And we're going for that bolt. Hopefully we can share one. Well, I found this hook, which is the most suitable, my heart hook, sharp leader. And let's see if we find it. As I tell you, I noticed that it was a bolt because of the jump and the way it was when I brought it. But Guido confused me, saying it was a catfish. And when it slipped away from me, I saw its back, which was so big that I thought it was a boga. And now, watching the slow motion replay, I saw that it was a very big tarucha. So let's see if I can edit that part and zoom in so you can appreciate what that tarucha was like. you will be able to notice that at no point did I give in. I was bringing it in using the rod all the time, and even in that way I couldn't control it because it took me, and well, it seems that it quickly took me on the line and cut me off. So well, hopefully it bites again because I put steel on it, I put a hook on it, I put hard into it, and well, it left a trace here. Look. Look what's here, a baby tarushita. It's around here, the daughter. She's tangled up. Come here, little one. Look, we were just talking about them. Well, here we have a beautiful, beautiful animal that we are now going to release quickly. Look at this tarucha, how beautiful. Whoa, this is the last armful that I left. Whoa, it swallowed the hook, man. Well, now I cut and see how... Well, we've already freed the mini taru. Let's see, in this part that we left one, the first one we came to tie up with Guido. Let's see if it has something. Look, it was loose. Is it hooked? There, we have the culprit, a turtle. Well, now I untie it here and return it. We've arrived. Tight line. We'll see. By the little bubbles it made, by the bubbles it made. It makes me suspect that we have another ninja turtle. Well, look at the colors of this one. It's mutated. Wow, how beautiful. Wait, what I want. Look, it's another species. It's not the viper's head, as they say, looks like a viper. Should this one be poisonous, or does anyone know? Look. That she is angry. The shell appears to be alive. Together with the plants. Aquatic, because it's like surrounded by moss. I've already released it, but it's hiding, so we're going to get closer, because until I move away, it won't dare to leave. We're going to leave it there and just wait for it to take off. To see if it produces anything. Guido is getting up the mist again. Now we are going to go through a cane that I said from the last fishing to that side. We are located over there. We are going to coast all this part, and we are going to leave a little bait there. Well, we are going to try this one that we came, and we find that everything is loose. I don't think anything. What we are going to do now is assemble the bait rod. We are going to use a lure for taru, and we are going to test it. Let's see. Although now, in terms of the weather, it has become trendy again to agrobado. Little humidity that was there, it's leaving. So well, we're going to try with a lure anyway to see if... because it doesn't attack the tarusha lure, and we can share a good taru at this moment. Well, let's go east. it goes down a touch because the taru bit us from the bottom, ultimately. We can vary, we have surface. Medium surface too, little plate 4.
The taru.
Mr. Jukit, sponsor of the channel. So well, in case this one doesn't bite, we have the traditional little frog hook and the other one with a little cap. Well,
Let's go to...
see if we can find the taru. Look, beautiful. I think I threw above the line. Let's see, right? The wind picked up. Look at how he works. Excellent. Notice the fine garuda that is there. What is left on the floor is left in the box. Well, I just arrived. I find the tree falling. And look what we have. Another yellow one. Notice that this hug was not the idea. I put it together at the last minute when I told you I passed by and saw this place, so, well, it worked out better for me. This part. I like it, a vine.
Look, what a beautiful little yellow.
Well, friends, the wind is picking up a lot. It's raining heavily, and if it gets any longer, we won't get out of here anymore. That's all for our fishing trip. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time, and thanks for watching and being a part of it.